Tonight, on Drew's Alternate Reality Reviews, Drew reviews the Cloverfield Paradox from a reality where it was actually amazing. Holy shit, I just came back from the screening of the Cloverfield Paradox. First things I gotta say, IMAX, 3D, high frame rate all the way. I know I'm not the only critic that's saying spend the extra dough for the high frame rate, but my God, you have to do it. Also, if you're privileged enough to live in a city that has what they call 5D, where the seats vibrate. When there's smoke on screen, there's a smoke machine blowing into the room, do it. Trust me, it is worth it. Every single time the monster's foot falls on the ground, you feel it in your chair, and it happens often because there is a lot of monster in this monster movie. Holy shit, where to start? Some of the basics gotta get out of the way. J.J. Abrams is in the director's chair where he belongs. Drew Goddard came back to write the script. Now he is here to bring this thing home. This is a trilogy in every sense of the term. In the second film, there were a lot of people who were confused because it wasn't a found footage monster movie. It was more of an intimate story that took place in a fallout shelter, but then ultimately revealed itself to be an alien invasion thriller, and you're gonna see how all of these stories tie together in a meaningful way that won't make you feel cheated. I know a lot of people were kind of accusing the second film of being like Die Hard 2 and 3, where there were screenplays that were meant to be a completely different thing, and then they just sort of added John McClane into those plots. This is not that. From the ground up, this was meant to be the proper Cloverfield sequel. People were clamoring for. This is found footage, monster movie, all the freaking way. Now, there is a B plot that takes place off planet, and that's kind of the precursor that sets everything into motion. There's a space station with the name Cloverfield. Do not let the Super Bowl trailer confuse you. This is not a space station movie. That shit is the B plot. It's there just to get the fun going. On the space station, they're trying to discover a form of renewable energy in a place that's safe, rather than doing it on Earth. They're experimenting with a large hadron collider of some kind. They get it up and running. Well, the movie is smart enough to trust the audience and not explain that what they're doing here is going to cause the event down there. In a lesser movie, some talking head would come on TV and say some shit about this might open a pocket dimension where demons and monsters and things would spill forth, but it's smarter than that. They just do the experiment, the space station disappears, the crew has to deal with the fact that they may or may not be in their own reality. What is nice about the space station stuff, because it is so expensive, they go for zero G. That was the coolest thing. It was filmed in the same way that they filmed Apollo 13, where they're using the airplanes that just go up and go down really fast to get that zero G quality. Most of the movie has to do with the husband of one of the astronauts that's stuck up there. He is on the ground right as the original Cloverfield monster is hitting. He's in New York, he's in the thick of it, and you get to see some extent of the damage from a whole new angle. You see the head come off the Statue of Liberty from up close, and it is fucking amazing. Also, you get another look at those barnacles that came off the Cloverfield monster. When they bite someone, they infect them with something that makes them blow up. You actually get to see what comes out of their body after it gestates, and it is fucking weird. All of the questions that were set up with the first Cloverfield movie, where's the monster come from? Why doesn't it die? All those things are explained, and so many more important questions are laid on the table. It's, J.J. Abrams, he loves his mystery box, and in this instance, it does not feel exploitative in the least. Holy shit. You are into the plight of just this one man. He wants to get a message to his wife on the space station: don't come back down yet. It is not safe. Turns out the Cloverfield monster is one of many monsters, and they are spread out everywhere. And yes, there are spaceships too, tying back into Cloverfield Lane. That invasion event that is happening in that movie, simultaneously with the Cloverfield monsters. It's not quite an invasion force, and it's not quite a kaiju kind of situation. It's a third thing, and it's fucking brilliant. You are into this guy's plight because you start to realize through some of the things that are revealed that his relationship with his wife, it's sordid, it's complicated. This is a smarter, emotional film, and they found a way to do that in all the action, and in a way that doesn't feel tacked on. I think a lesser movie would have said something like their kid died in a fire or something simple like that, and that's why maybe she wants to go to another reality and he's processing grief. It's really a story about two people. As much as this is an action movie, it's a movie about relationships, and it doesn't feel tacked on. A lesser movie might have the husband, I don't know, save a little girl whose parents had been killed or something dumb like that. It doesn't take those kind of detours. Part of his quest is realizing that he has to confront the Cloverfield monster directly. There is a plan, and it is pure genius. This is rewarding. This is what you've been waiting for. Finally, a good monster movie. Perfect, is a word that's slung around so often, but in this case, this film gets an A+ through the roof. You're gonna see Rotten Tomatoes is just gonna light up. See it in the theater, obviously. That's the only way you see these kind of movies. Big monster movie. Don't wait for it to come out and streaming. You're not gonna get the effect. You need to see this shit with an audience. This is a crowd pleaser all the way. Cloverfield Paradox, silly name, great film. I can't recommend it enough. IMAX, high frame rate. You will thank me later.